Hello, folks. We're here for the DEFRIS game between WA and Queensland. Last game, we had South Australia, New South Wales, a 6-4 final by the New South Wales team. An excellent game. My name is Evan Locke. I'm joined here by my partner. I'll be the color this time, and hand it over to Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy Hubble. Welcome back to the DEFRIS game between Queensland and Western Australia. We're looking forward to this lineup. Queensland is the away team right now, and I'm going to introduce the team. We have number 7, Dane Arthur. Number 8, Archer Spoljerovic. Number 11, Oscar Crampton. Number 18, Hunter Campbell. 19, Merrick Mannix. 22, Mackenzie Ouimet. 23, Adrian Ivans. 28, Musa Zhao. Number 57, Hamish Corser. And number 58, Alex Corser. 59, Oliver Watts. 68, Dominic Dobrevnov. 73, Charles Knorr. 77, Emmett Cunningham. 84, Gabriel Duffy. 86, Henry Janot. 31, goalie Issa Creasy, and number 1 goalie Xavier Hale. We have head coach Abby Brown, also playing for Boxall, and assistant coaches Zoe Cunningham, Blair Ivans, and development coach Courtney Mahoney, team manager Beth Morrison. Evan, would you like to introduce the Western Australia team?
My pleasure, my pleasure. So for Western Australia, we'll start off with number 7, Joseph Benetti. Number 8, Alex Rico. Number 9, Colby Salmon. Number 10, Marcel Williams. 12 is Ryan Sucher. 17 is Wesley Kogiopoulos. 22, Jessica Munyard. 24, Jaden Zhao. 44 is Nate Collier. 61 is William Scott. 73 is Elliot O'Connor. 77 is Angus Hayes. 81, Elijah Element. 88, Alyssa Lim. 91, Declan Farrell. And the goaltenders, 00, Lachlan Scott, and 29, Jack Fox. The head coach, John Kennedy. Assistant coach, Tony Hyde. Development coordinator, Reese Lakowiak. Team managers, Jennifer Benetti and Melissa Salmon.
John Kennedy, longtime friend of all of us in Queensland as well as New South Wales. I'm happy to see him over here in Perth building the program. This is the third game for both of these teams. Currently, Western Australia is sitting in second, and Queensland is at the bottom of the list. They do have 1 point from an overtime loss. And Western Australia has had 1 win, 1 loss. So they will be looking to pressure as much as possible today. Everybody's looking strong. Our officials for today are referee Nick Eyre and linesman Jameson Harris and Ben Shearer.
Lucky for all the folks at home, we have an even count here in the commentating box too, with one of us from Western Australia and the other from Queensland. So I feel like there won't be any bias happening here.
We can only hope. I do know some of the Queensland players. I've commentated a few of the games at home, but for the most part, I work with the older kids. So it's a lot of familiar faces for me.
Well, I can say that there's no commentating here except for in the stands, but no, I do know a lot of these players. My son plays with quite a few of them. They're a little younger than he is, but definitely know a lot of them and a lot of their parents. This should be a very interesting game and a great game.
I will note I'm excited to see there are at least two women on the under-15 team for Western Australia, which is not the case for Queensland. Queensland has a little bit of gap in female players at that age. We're hoping that there will be a new group of women coming up through in the next few years, but the ones that can play at this age are mostly looking at playing at the Boxall tournament at this time.
And look, it's been nice to see. I think everyone can probably hear it at home. My accent gives me away. I'm an Eastern Canadian. I've been over here for about 4.5 years. One thing that surprised me coming to Western Australia was the amount of women involved in ice hockey was shocking, in fact, and it's been great. They've got a full Boxall team. They've got players throughout. The goaltenders are there. The players, defensive, forwards, all around. It's been great to see it. Love to see it. It's been many years at home where it's been developing, and I think they're just as far ahead here in Western Australia, which has been great to see it.
The other really great thing about this age group is how they develop and how they're going to develop across the games. I enjoy watching, sometimes they might make a mistake and have to shake it off, but they're really learning and growing through the whole process, and I think that's a dynamic thing I love to watch.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The resilience at this age, I can't remember having that much resilience myself at that age. It's been something, even the last game, we watched Australia get down a few times, and it was said between periods here that you can never count them out, and certainly they showed it. The effort was there to the very last second, even down 2 goals, and on the penalty kill, they were still pushing for every last inch. It was amazing. That
was an exciting game to watch the finish, and I know that the kids here that are on the ice right now are also with their faces pressed against the glass watching to see what would happen.
It was fantastic seeing that actually over here in the box. I was looking out to see the other teams exactly that, so engaged in that game. There's just such a great camaraderie here, and the sportsmanship is showing all over.
I'm going to point out that the Queensland women have come to support the under-13s. Again, so Abby Brown plays for the women's team. She is the captain of that team, and she is the head coach of the DEFRIS team. Excellent. So there's a lot of support. The boys were here this morning at 7 a.m., up brave and cheering for Abby as well. So that was fantastic to watch.
Excellent.
But it's a full house. I see a lot of Western Australians here as well.
Yep. No, once you have WA playing, I expected it to be a full house, and here we are.
We'll be getting underway momentarily. The officials are picking up the pucks, and we're about to get started.
Get some team cheers on both ends right now. There's definitely a buzz in the arena at the moment.
Here we go, getting ready. I'm not even sure who the first lineup is for Queensland, but I do see in net is Issa Creasy. And on the Western Australia side, we have number 29.
Jack Fox.
He is a big goalie.
He is a big goalie.
Issa's not known for his height, but I do note that he's grown a lot since last year when he played in net. So he has gotten bigger as well. But yeah, that's not a lot of area to shoot at. Looks like Salmon will take the face-off for Western Australia. And in center for Queensland will be Emmett Cunningham. And here we go. Face-off goes to Queensland, comes back, not controlled yet. Cunningham takes it, sends it back to Dane Arthur, the captain of the team. Arthur sends it out to Crampton, kept in by Salmon, and coming out now, Crampton running down the line, sends a pass across to Zhao. Zhao picking it up off of the boards, but sent down. I keep forgetting this is a checking league, so this is a bit different from the women, so we will see a little bit more physical activity. Picked up by Western Australia, running down the side, being at a goal. 14:32, first goal.
That's a beauty goal there. Came in hard, came in fast, but a beautiful shot, absolute rocket of a shot off the right side. Goaltender, I'm not sure if they were screened or not, but very difficult shot to save.
Looks like that came from number 7, Benetti, and Salmon with an assist. But the officials are giving that information on the other side of the glass, so I could not hear them. I go by the order of the congratulations there. Back ready for a face-off. I think that's number 12, and Alex Corser wins the face-off for Queensland, goes back straight at the goalie. Creasy sends it across to the other side. Player loses his feet. Gabriel Duffy passes that up, and now Western Australia looking to come back in. Number 10, Marcel Williams, bringing it into the zone, picked off by Alex Corser. Alex and his little brother, Hamish, are both playing in this tournament together. Corser sends it in, and it goes around the boards behind the goalie. And number 81 and 84 just passes by, gets the puck through, but didn't know where it was. Western Australia sending it back out to the line. Number 23, Adrian Ivans, keeping it in and sending it back across. Shot from Campbell, Hunter Campbell.
Solid save there by Jack Fox. Big body, as we mentioned earlier. Got the blocker over there quite quickly. Great shot. Great save.
We are one shot even across the two teams, and that is Western Australia at 1-0 for Queensland at the moment. 13:52 in the first period. Salmon's going to take the face-off against Cunningham. That one goes back to Western Australia, but Queensland controls it. Dane Arthur trying to stop that bobbling puck and being pressured all over the place by number 8 for Western Australia. Back to Salmon. Salmon repositioning, sends it back to the D, and bounces off the boards for Cunningham to chip it in. Cunningham chasing that with number 44, Nate Collier. Back around to 22 for Western Australia. And coming out to Benetti. And Salmon picks it back up again, looking to redirect that and get it out of the danger zone. Very fast, big long strides with Salmon coming through. No one's touching him. He goes around, pushed out to the side a little bit, and passes it back to the D, number 44, Nate Collier. And Benetti, again, backhanding it. Back out front, a little bit of a mess, but it's not touching the goalie yet. Dane Arthur sends it back out, comes past us, might go for icing, and it is.
Icing is going to come back into the Queensland zone. It looks to me like forecheck is the name of the game here for Western Australia. They've been pushing it on and pushing it fast here. Queensland side has been able to answer thus far, but it does look like pressure is the plan here for WA.
So Cunningham stays in center now against Suture. Fresh legs for Western Australia. That one won eventually by Western Australia, taken into the corner. And 77 for Western Australia. Angus Hayes controlling that. Coming out now, Dane Arthur's going to move that puck. Left behind on the blue line and still stuck there. Suture trying to move the puck and tipped in finally by 28 for Queensland. Zhao going for a change at the same time. So Cunningham's still out there. We'll be looking for a change as well, and it's coming back the other direction. Get Suture weaving around. There are 3 good defenders out front for Queensland in a nice formation trying to block anything from happening. Alex Corser, the alt captain now, making a move, being chased down by Alyssa Lim. Shot, bounces in, and the goal.
Lifted that puck beautifully. Goaltender was down, lifted it right over the top. Beautiful goal.
For a moment there, I thought it hit the back of the net, but it actually went in. And we're even.
Almost an impossible angle, that one. The goaltender got down and just lifted it up top. Top shelf.
Alex Corser, possibly assisted by Campbell. Again, we're not getting the calls here on our bench, so we'll look at Esports Desk. You're also welcome to look at Esports Desk, Ice Hockey Australia under the DEFRIS Championship. Corser's taking this face-off against the captain, Salmon. And Gabriel Duffy, another alt captain, trying to move that out. Now sent forward by We Met. And bouncing off the boards to Hamish Corser, tipping that out, stopping it. Nice play by Hamish Corser out to his brother Alex. Alex spent some time in Canada, and he gets another goal.
That was a sneaky one. Comes from the point there at the blue line, snuck in between the pads.
They are energized now. Queensland needs this, so they would like to make as much of a gap as possible and not score as quickly as possible. They are up 2-1. Shots for Queensland, 1 for Western Australia, and they're just going to keep it rolling.
We have a goalie change already, so there's no hesitation here. The Western Australia coaches have decided they've seen enough. Jack Fox had a couple of misses there. It's an unusual one to pull the goalie this quickly, but maybe just a confidence thing where they think he's let a couple in, so we're going to give the others a shot.
So that's Lachlan Scott now in net for Western Australia. Western Australia controlling that face-off, sending it up to Hayes. And now Queensland moving the puck. Dobrinov forechecking a little bit, sent back out to Zhao. Big hit there, right onto the puck. And another big center ice hit from Ollie Watts onto number 77, Angus Hayes. Another big hit, this time possibly a little bit of retaliation against Janot, and that puck is going to go down for icing. And it is. So it is getting feisty.
It is indeed. As we would say back home, it's getting chippy out there.
It is
already.
It is getting chippy. And we can expect that to continue probably throughout the game, and refs aren't slowing it down, so we'll keep it going.
I think one usually leads to the other. When the refs don't slow it down, it doesn't usually slow down itself. So let's see what happens.
Cunningham and Suture. Cunningham wins that. No one taking control, so it comes out of the zone. A little bit of a reset over to We Met in defense. We Met sends it forward to Crampton. Crampton dumps it in, and it's taken away by number 22, Jessica Munyard. That one right out front, and almost looked like a goal. Good opportunity for Queensland there, and Western Australia looking to move it out. It's kept in, goes back into the corner. Number 44 is going to pick that up, Nate Collier, and is sent back to the D partner. Collier again with the puck, sends it out to Zhao. And Cunningham, nice stick check, sends it back again. Crampton now moving with the puck, trying to do something with it. And Cunningham positions himself, hits the glass. Right out front, another opportunity, 2 people going for it. And that one looked like it went in, and they're waving it off.
Oh, that was unbelievable. I'm pretty sure the puck went off the post there and came across the crease, and the goalie laid back down on it. Referee right there in a perfect position to make the call.
Look at the goalie hugging number 44. They're appreciating each other. Collier supporting Scott. Lovely to see.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was a scary moment. It does seem like WA is reeling at the moment. Queensland is trying to put the pressure on, and smart to do so.
This is a different Queensland team than what we've seen earlier in the tournament. They have turned up the pressure. They've settled in a bit, and they are ready to play. Corser now taking the face off, and it goes back from Salmon. And out of the zone. Hamish Corser is going to chase that down. Possibly another icing call. Nope. And Corser sending it out to Duffy. Duffy making a move off of the boards, but it's taken away by Western Australia, who turns around and enters the zone. Salmon not able to settle it on time. He sends it over to Hayes and back out of the zone to Lim. Lim over to number 61, Scott. And we are back in the Western Australia zone. Coming out again, Salmon taken away by Campbell. Puck pops over our direction, and Lim sends it straight back into the corner, but it was not across the red line.
Icing call here. It's going to go right back down the WA zone. Pressure will continue here by Queensland. As you mentioned, they've come out showing something here. I think they feel like they have something to prove, or it certainly looks that way.
Queensland switching it up quickly. I know we have a Zhao on each of the teams today, so that's fun. I got a little bit confused, thinking, which team am I talking about? Cunningham facing off. I can't see the number on the Western Australia player. It was Salmon again, I believe.
Again,
yep. All right. We met. Sends it hard. The referee gets out of the way. Back over to number 28, Queensland, Zhao. Kept in the zone and now coming straight back out. Opportunity for number 7, Benetti. Benetti moving in. Has we met there?
I think if Benetti might be thinking he wants this all over again, because I don't think he saw Salmon right to his left there. Salmon was wide open for a beauty.
Creasy standing up tall, his teammates appreciating him. No more changes for Queensland, waiting for the home team to settle their lines. And they have. Face-off goes back to Queensland. Ivans fighting for that against Zhao. And Zhao with the puck. Zhao making a quick move, but it was picked off by Queensland, sending it forward. Other Zhao for Queensland coming in and bumping off the player, Alyssa Lim. And it comes straight back out past the defender and won't go too much further. We met, sends it back the other direction. Let's see who gets there first. Number 10 with speed, Williams coming right at that puck against Cunningham. Zhao sending it back to Cunningham. Cunningham for Queensland. Pushes it out, but not a player in sight. You would have expected somebody would have been there, but there wasn't. 77 bringing it in, sends it across to 12, and a save by Creasy, but it pops back out again, and it is still free, coming out to 81. The defender whiffs on the puck, takes a second shot at it, goes behind the net, and Zhao for Queensland sends it out, kept in by Williams, off the boards, still into the corner. Very hard for us to see over there, and we're also in a bit of a danger zone if we lean too far over the bench. Western Australia resetting, sending it over to Williams. Williams sends it back to his D partner and back over to Salmon. Salmon, the captain of Western Australia, strong skater, gets around, number 73 for Queensland. And big hit into the boards. Zhao for Western Australia sends it back to Salmon. Salmon takes a shot right into the breadbasket. Creasy on point, was ready for it. And it's back out to Munyard. Munyard has a look, also takes a shot, leg saved by Creasy. And back around, 17, sends it out front, sent straight back out by, I think that's possibly Charlie Knorr. Knorr gets shoved over by Salmon right in front of the net. And coming back onto the other side, 73 again, Charles Knorr trying to move that. Alex Corser comes in with a little bit of fresh legs. Dane Arthur. There's so So many wild things happening around us. This is very exciting. So much energy in the room. Munyard sends it back to number 44, Nate Collier, and right back into the zone. It is clear. Norris chasing that. And number 7 making space for Western Australia, coming around Benetti. Being watched, saved by Creasy. Ouimet sends it back into the corner. And we're going to have another effort by Alex Corser, sending it up to the winger. Winger gets just toppled over, and there is an arm in the air this time.
We're still seeing that chippy play we talked about earlier. This time around, looks like WA, and as Amy mentioned earlier, we're tucked into the penalty box.
That was Janot who got toppled on, but he is fine and happy to have drawn the penalty, I believe. So it will be 2 minutes. What was the call? Sorry.
Charging was the call.
Charging was the call. 2 minutes on number 24, Jaden Zhao. Of course, is going to take this power play face-off and wins that over to Arthur. Arthur tips it, but taken a breakaway. Short-handed Salmon going straight at Creasy, hits the boards. Cunningham fighting for it with everything he has. This is a power play. Queensland needs to settle down. Cunningham takes a moment, sends a pass into the corners. It's going to be picked up by Scott, number 61. And trying again, Corser, using his agility to get out of that moment. Cunningham, and it's picked off again, this time by Benetti. Benetti going into Creasy. Dekes around, leg save, beautiful save by Creasy. Shots have come up now. We are 8 shots for the home team, Western Australia, and 7 for Queensland. Corser brings it out of the zone. And again, another breakaway. Creasy has to do everything. Saved again. I think that got on his stick. He cheers. It's incredible. He's having the game.
Yeah, the goaltender getting into the cheers. His teammates are so excited. I will say, though, WA is putting that forecheck pressure back on and creating these plays. It's been impressive. But, yeah, that goaltender has kept them in the game, and that's going to give Queensland a boost, I think.
So they're calling that a power kill, is that right?
Penalty kill.
It's a penalty kill, but I think when they attack like that, I've heard Chris,
the power kill.
Chris
yes,
has been calling it a power kill, and they're still running it like they are on the power play. A number of teams are able to do that, and it looks like Western Australia is able to do that well. Number 12 sending it back to Williams. Williams going to take a shot. Saved by Creasy again, up to 10 shots now from Western Australia. 5:21 remaining in this first period. 1 second on the penalty, and that has cleared. So no goal for Queensland during their power play, and they stayed in their zone quite a lot during that time. Moving the puck now, Dobrinov taken away by Sucher. Sucher settling it and taking his time, drawing in a few players if possible. Campbell is there. I think Western Australia has some fast, tall players on their side, and Sucher's powering through straight at the net. And another save, and another save, and another opportunity, and Queensland has been either lucky or just on point at each time. Creasy's on fire today. On the blue line, still in, comes out. Dobrinov trying to stop that. D have changed for Queensland. We now have Ivans there, but it's picked up again by Western Australia. Stripped of the puck, number 24, Zhao, for Western Australia, and Queensland rims that around the boards, coming the other direction. Oscar Crampton fighting Lim. He loses his footing.
It's offside.
Offside call.
So just one thing for the folks at home, and I'm not sure if we're able to see the scoreboard as we're going here, but the scoreboard is counting down the penalties at a fast rate. So right there, when Amy had made the call to say the penalty was over, actually the player didn't get out until about 25 seconds later. For some reason or another, the penalties here are being counted down much quicker than should be.
Okay, all right. We did hear that earlier, and I forgot that little tidbit, but I noticed that the scoreboard was working and thought it had been fixed. So what you're seeing at home, we're not sure, but what we see in the rink might not be exactly true for those penalties. Now, Queensland making a move. Oscar Crampton toppling over Lim, sending it towards the net, but so many players in the way. Arthur now, he does have a powerful shot. He shoots a little bit wide, comes around the other side to Hamish Corser, keeping it in. Will be picked up by number 7 and tipped back out. Salmon making a move, but somehow Hamish Corser stripped him of that puck at the same time. Corser sending it back to Cunningham. Cunningham up to Queensland's Zhao. Zhao sent it in deep, but no one made a move for it. There was no whistle. Resetting, Western Australia. Salmon with the puck. Received that from Rico.
Just hit the post there with that shot.
And back out to center. Opportunity for Alex Corser. A number of these players from Queensland have been training in Canada. I'm sure the same is probably true for Western Australia.
It is indeed, yes.
Yeah, so they get a lot of development. They're in the summer in Canada right now, so this is perfect timing for the Nationals, for them to come over and stay with family, reset, and play in the national tournament. Here we go, Queensland setting up another play. Back over to Alex Corser. Alex Corser working past Munyard and picked up again by Western Australia into the neutral territory off of Suture's skate. And big hit there. I've got to be mindful of where I'm standing, but I can't see everything if I'm not close to the ice. Corser again making another move. He had Zhao coming at him. That one should be icing.
No, I think being mindful of where we're at is a good call, Amy. Last game, I had a stick come at my eyes, was about, say, 5 centimeters away from my eyeball at one point. That made me back up, and I've been standing back ever since.
This morning at the Boxall first game for Queensland, I had Blair Ivans physically pull me back. Things were flying in our direction. But yeah, I forget there's no glass in front of us. We are in the penalty box. All right. Big battle there. Corser and back to Creasy to freeze that. 2:27 remaining in the first period. 13 shots for Western Australia, 7 for Queensland, but Queensland is ahead 2-1. They need to keep the tempo up. I hope they'll have the energy to be able to keep it up at this level because Western Australia is throwing everything they've got at them. Suture and Cunningham, and face-off Cunningham wins that. Sent out to Munyard. Munyard sends a pass over to 44. 44 takes a shot. That is loose. Munyard takes a shot. What a powerful shot that was. And back out to the boards. Dumped down. Back to 44. Collier. Collier backhands it around to Suture. Suture, good forechecking from Queensland and taken away by Crampton. Crampton maintaining control of the puck, pressing the body off of it, sending it forward. Oliver Watts can go in if he wants. Munyard has it. Back behind the net, having a good look, pressured by Crampton. Crampton took it away momentarily, and she just got it back again. Cunningham now knocking the player off of the puck. Salmon. We know any one of these players given space is going to go quickly, and they're working on that now, setting up beautiful passing. Over to number 17, poked away by Crampton. 17 is Kogiopoulos. Back to Williams, and a big whistle. Elbowing.
Six Salmon's going off.
For the, he is the captain, I believe.
Correct, yes.
Captain Salmon has gone for 2 minutes. Elbowing. So deep into the Western Australia zone we go for an opportunity for Queensland on their power play, but we did just see the power play that was totally controlled by the penalty kill unit.
It will be interesting to see what happens on this power play, as you mentioned it before, the power kill, if that can come out again, or if Queensland will show a little more control on their end.
Corser digs that out, controls it, gives it to Arthur. Arthur takes a shot at the goalie and a save.
Falcon Scott looking quite solid out there, coming in cold. Both goaltenders looking quite good.
That's probably the advantage of coming in so quickly, because there was just the warm-up. Hopefully both of the goalies would have gone through the warm-up, so making that decision early on maybe was a very smart decision for Western Australia.
That's a good point.
Alt captain number 12, Suture, controlling that face-off, and with the puck coming forward now. And again, here we see this power move when they are killing the penalty, and it's a good way to do it, but that was taken away by Alex Corser. Alex Corser coming in the other direction, has a sea of Western Australia players. Big hook there, but not called. And back around behind the net, Crampton using his body a bit. Stopped by Cunningham. Cunningham shot, but it was blocked, and it just floats again right there. Williams coming forward, flicks it down as they are on the penalty kill and goes for a change. Dane Arthur going to set something up. Not sure how much time we have left on the penalty, but the clock here is not showing what we want to see. That was a shot on from Queensland on to Scott.
It's a bit of a confusing one here. Now we've put up 1:06 on the clock, so I assume that's what we have left.
It is running, yeah, it's running strangely.
Very, very fast, yeah.
So I only worry if Queensland gets a penalty because we will be in charge of the penalty box over here, but somebody will be onto it for us.
We have Easton Shearer extraordinaire next to us to take care of us in this case.
Amazing. All right, Courser out there, taken away by Lim. Lim now going to make a move. Lim skating up the ice, going to enter the zone with it. Queensland not trying to take it away. There's another penalty coming against Queensland this time, I think.
You asked for it, Amy. It's coming.
Benetti. I did. I cursed that. And Campbell had a run with the puck, and there's going to be, what was the call? Holding on Hamish Courser.
As you've heard already, folks, the penalty box is where we're sitting, or standing. So it gets quite busy in here with a few penalties called. So we shall see how we go.
At least the players have an advantage of having a cage on. Face off. I think that's suture. And that is offsetting penalties. We are 4-on-4 for a little bit. Offsetting's not the right word, but it's going to be hard for me to do any kind of math by looking at the scoreboard, so I won't be able to tell you exactly how much time we have. There's going to be an icing call because we are even strength right now. And that's the end of the period, however. So that is the end of the first period. We have 2 minutes on the clock for a break in between. We can't, we've written on, all right. We're going to try to work out, possibly on the screen you'll be able to see something, but we're going to start that next period. Should be 4-on-4 when it gets underway.
It's going to be 4-on-4. I think they've reset the penalty times at the moment, so there's 1:41 left, if this is correct.
I think that's
1:41 left on the Queensland power play and 25 seconds left on the Western Australia power play. Unfortunately, the scoreboard won't stay with us. It'll clock down too quickly again, but that's...
Actually, it's quite the opposite of what you said. 1:41 remaining on the power play for Western Australia.
Yeah, sorry, on the penalties.
Yeah, the penalty kill,
yes,
on the penalty.
Yes.
Penalty for Queensland has got 1:41. 30 seconds of that will be 4-on-4. And then it will be 5-on-4 unless something else happens in between. So Queensland will be looking to settle that down. That is the first penalty for Queensland in this period. And we're getting numbers written on the glass for the people running the penalty box. It's a tight show here. There's so many hands on deck. Everybody's doing everything that they can, and I've been really impressed with the way things are run here at this tournament. Very appreciative of all of the volunteers that it takes to make this national tournament work. So thank you on behalf of one of the parents, myself. Thank you to everybody here that's volunteering. It's been a great, great tournament. We're looking forward to being here for the rest of it.
Absolutely. We've got folks here trying to do everything they can to support and help out. And we've even got backwards number writers here in the penalty box to make sure the people that are in the box know when the penalty should be ending, as we have some technical difficulties at the time.
All right, 15 seconds, and we're going to expect the players to come back out, changing direction. We'll see which goalies are in net for this period. Possibly the same, possibly different.
I think if I'm the Western Australia coaches, and of course I'm not, but I'll speak as a coach, I'd probably be putting the Lachlan Scott back out there, as he came in and did a fine job.
I say that because I know in Queensland, when you have two very good goalies playing, sometimes they share it around.
Excellent.
So I know for the Boxall, they played 2 periods with one goalie and switched to the other, but it looks like Hale is not wearing a helmet, so I'm going to expect that's going to be Creasy remaining in net.
Creasy, what a great name for a goaltender, by the way.
Perfect.
I mean, a butterfly goaltender from way back. Looks like I'm back in the 90s as a kid watching Creasy play, and I love the name. Of course, the goaltender's Crease, and Creasy lives in it, so there we are.
Love that. I used to watch Marty Brodeur, but Brodeur means embroiderer in French,
yes,
so
indeed,
I thought that was kind of funny. Here we go. Alex Courser controlling the face-off, but his D not exactly there. Pressure from Benetti. That one comes off of the boards to Gabriel Duffy. Gabriel Duffy sending it into the corner. Over to number 61, trying to move him off of the puck, and I think that is Lim. Yes, Lim sent it out. looking to set it back up again. We met, sending it back in deep, and I'm not sure if one of those penalties has cleared. Looks like they're about to let them out of the, so that it is 5-on-4 now for Western Australia. So that penalty is now gone for Western Australia. 5-on-4 for the remaining possibly about a minute for Queensland's penalty kill. Suture coming in, looking for an opportunity. We met, angling with the body, back to Salmon. Salmon's going to reposition. Big hit onto Suture. A save from Creasy. Picked up again by Salmon. Back around the other direction. And making a move. Looking for a shot. Benetti. I think that hit the boards. And coming back out again. Salmon to Lim. Lim, Salmon. Salmon back to Lim. Lim back to Salmon. Salmon taking a moment, making a move now, moving forward, moving into position. Creasy makes another save. Can't freeze the puck, it's still loose. Suture fighting for it. And I'm just gonna move out of the way for that end of that penalty so that we know when it can be free. Puck cleared by Queensland, back down. Scott's going to help out with that. And coming with Lim now. Lim setting up another play for Western Australia while we wait for the box to open, and there it is, 13-14, even strength, Queensland and Western Australia. Western Australia sending it out, kept on the blue line by Cunningham. Cunningham, nice move to keep control, but then it comes back out. McKenzie we met, having a look, looking, Benetti's watching him. Benetti's going in for a hit, and he let go of the puck before that could happen. Here we go. Number 44, Collier. Collier chips it across straight to Cunningham. Cunningham stops it, but it's picked off by Salmon. Salmon making a move. Poke check from Arthur. And back over to the blue line. Duffy gets it out of the zone. Picked up immediately by Scott. Huge hit, Scott and Duffy. And Scott had a good look at Duffy before he went for a change. Dane Arthur pressed into the boards by Lim. And Crampton there, big shot into the boards from Cunningham. But you could feel the power on that. Players down everywhere, all around us. And looking a little bit uncomfortable, that was Kogiopoulos. And a goal that I just missed because I was watching the action.
Yes.
We'll see it on the replay, hopefully, but Western Australia, no replay. Western Australia got the goal. Hopefully you saw it at home. You can hit rewind. We'll get there eventually. I was too busy watching the play in front of me.
Sounds like 44 scored the goal. 44 is Collier.
Collier. Benetti's coming up from behind. We'll see. I do appreciate when they get in the order of the goal and the assist so that we can see what happened.
That was a sneaky goal, though. I just moved my head a little bit to watch the corner play, and the next thing you know, it's poked out there and right into the net.
I was very distracted. We are just doing our best. Suture fighting, winning that puck for Western Australia. Back to Williams. Williams to Element. Element, the best name on that team. I love it. 24 Zhao, giant hit. From possibly, number 27 from Queensland that was. I need to get back together my thoughts. Now I'm still a little bit shaken up. Campbell tries to take a shot, goes a little bit wide of the Western Australia goal. We are deep in the Western Australian end now, coming back out to Ivans. Ivans settles the puck, tries to take a shot, blocked by Hayes. Very hard to see for us what's happening in the corner because of all the players, and I know very well if I lean too far, I'm going to get hit in the face by something. Williams trying to do something with it. Comes back around the other side. Zhao moves out. We met. Backhands it back into the zone. Back over to 61 Scott. And out of the zone. Picked up by Alex Corser. He enters the zone, and Zhao is chasing him. Suture is hitting him. That puck comes back the other side. These players are going to be a little bit shaken. I don't know if Queensland's used to playing this rough. Maybe they are. It is a very physical game for them. Hopefully they'll be energized by it. We'll see. Williams setting up a play. Sends it across the ice to Suture. Taken away by Cunningham. Cunningham to We Met. We Met very calm. Sends it over to Crampton, but it just went the wrong direction on the stick. Coming back out of the zone. No, staying in with Suture, the alt captain. Sends it back to Benetti, and a possibly high stick on Queensland.
think this is a penalty call. There's been no indications. No, it's just must have popped outside, and we have a face-off outside.
Face-off just outside of the zone. Salmon taking that face-off against Cunningham. And here we go. Cunningham wins it. Back to Ouimet. Ouimet sends it forward. Back to Munyard. It's an icing call.
So just one thing for the folks at home, what we can't see here is just before that goal happened, we had a bit of a fisticuff here in the front of the penalty box, and about 30 centimeters away from Amy's head was a stick. so you'll have to excuse us for missing things down the ice after that happened.
That's exactly what was happening before the goal.
It was an HSNE event right beforehand, and we had to deal with that.
We had to catch our breath. Salmon wins that face-off, coming back to Collier. Collier to Munyard. Munyard sending it into Salmon. Salmon collecting it off of the boards. Cunningham battling for it, backhands it into position, but Benetti now has it. Benetti over to Salmon again. Salmon across in front of the goalie. And I think that was Watts, possibly. Yes, Watts just whiffed on that puck a little bit. Benetti again, making space. Cunningham trying to disturb that play. So is Ouimet, back into the corner. That one bounces out of the zone. And Collier taps it back in. His players were almost offside, almost touched it, but Rico decided not to. And Crampton now sending it across, out of danger, but no, Salmon picks it up. And Salmon entering the zone. Arthur's there in front of the net, another big body that could possibly stop things from happening. Benetti giving it back to Salmon. Salmon making a move. Benetti, good cycling, sends it across, but Dane Arthur was there to catch that in his feet. He sends it back, pops over the stick of Salmon. Salmon over, and now Oliver Watts. Oliver Watts, his sister, also playing in the tournament. He gets across the red line and sends it in deep, goes for a change. Oscar Crampton's there trying to do something with the puck, and Munyard is following him. Back out to Benetti. Benetti back to Duffy, keeping it in for a moment, but then Salmon gets control and sends it back down deep into the corner to the left-hand side of the Queensland goalie. Benetti's still there. Benetti's having a really great game. Again, I haven't watched these teams play a whole lot, but I can see a lot of strong players for Western Australia. That one back to, I think that is Lim. And she's ready for it again. That shot went a little bit high and wide and bounced out the other side. Coming back in front of us again, Hayes and Arthur, and I'm standing back now because I've learned my lesson. Arthur fighting for that puck against Suture. Suture takes it control. Corser trying to do something. He's pushed off of the puck, and it finally comes out of the zone onto Zhao for Western Australia. Swept away, and Hunter Campbell fighting for it. Number 12 takes a shot while he flies through the air and gets a goal. That was a crazy goal for Ryan Suture. Absolutely unbelievable. Creasy was stunned as well.
Suture's a player that plays above his head. Typically, he plays in a older age bracket here in WA as well as his own. Does well on both ends. He got physically attacked there in an illegal way, but absolutely was able to overcome that and put the puck towards the net and ultimately score the goal.
Just a comment, that's 22 shots for Western Australia with 3 goals, 10 shots for Queensland and 2 goals for them. They've been held back in this period so far. Corser controlling that face-off. Benetti making a move, leaves it for Salmon. Salmon back to Benetti. Benetti across in front of the goalie, and Suture pressuring that puck. Comes out of the zone though. Williams is going to run after it. And Gabriel Duffy is there as well, but Williams is well in control. Setting up another play to that name that I have difficulty with, Pugiopoulos. And
I think it's Kogiopoulos.
Kogiopoulos.
Oh,
and a goal?
There we go.
Was that a
sneaky
goal?
one? We just look down and sneak it in.
I think they're surprised too. That was a great goal from 58. Unassisted, did he say?
It did, yes. Yeah.
Alex Corser for the goal, tying the game. While I was busy pronouncing a name, I need to really keep my eyes on the play and not on the play sheet.
Kogiopoulos is a tough name.
Kogiopoulos.
Kogiopoulos, I think.
Kogiopoulos. Thank you.
That's only my guess as well. So it's just a Greek name. I come from a place where a lot of Greek around.
Then
so.
you're probably correct. You are probably correct. Here we go. Western Australia winning the face-off. Salmon gets it back, goes past Collier, and being charged by Zhao and Crampton. Crampton hits him into the boards, trying to separate him from that puck. Comes out to Arthur, up into the netting, and a stoppage of play for that.
Once again, I think we should point out the fact that, look, the shots here, 22 shots for Western Australia, and only 3 let in by Creasy. Just an absolute fantastic game by him. It's been amazing.
Cunningham's ready for face-off against Salmon. Cunningham wins it, gets it to Zhao of the Queensland variety, and that one comes out of the zone to Arthur. Arthur's standing solid there, though he was being attacked with sticks from every direction. That one's going to go down for, I think that's We Met with the puck. And back around the goal, sending a nice hard pass out. Collier collects it. Collier trying to send it back into Queensland territory, does so. Cunningham is there. Cunningham has strong center. He's played all positions in hockey and is really finding his feet in center. Everybody colliding against each other there. Number 7, Benetti, again trying to wrap around, comes out into the corner, comes out of the zone, and Zhao sends it to Lim. Lim making a little bit of space. She sees players coming at her. She's out there with Munyard. And Lim pressured by Zhao, out, moving out of the zone now, Suture. And we do know Suture can move with speed. You can see We Met trying to match him. It's poked away. Creasy is absolutely ready for that. We saw some, I don't know, some line change, something happening there at the same time. And number 61, now Scott going for that puck. Not sure if Scott and Scott, the goalie, are related to each other. Coming back out of the zone. Big bounce. Hamish Courser with the puck. He sends it off the boards, goes past Watts and against Dobrinov. Back into the corner. Courser lost an edge for just a moment, popped back up, picked it up. Nobody, somebody's coming at him now. Hayes is coming at him. He leaves it behind. That one bounces out, and Oliver Watts able to touch it for a second before Zhao from Western Australia picks it up, sends it to Lim. Lim tries to get it to Salmon, and Salmon moving shoulder to shoulder with Dobrinov. Salmon enters the zone. He is weaving everywhere, sends a shot onto Creasy. It bobbled for a second, but Creasy took control.
Just a great example of Cody Salmon's strength there right in front of us as the Queensland player was pushing on him as he skated by right in front of us, was able to push hard back and then gain control of the puck and skate down the ice.
You know, if somebody touched me when I'm skating, I'm going to fall over. So that is some steady, strong skating. Salmon's taking that face off again against Alex Courser. Queensland trying to get in control. Salmon pops it out front to Benetti, but it pops straight up in the air. No goal. I think the net came off of the moorings. It did.
It was mentioned before, Amy, that there's some the Canadian influence here. I know Cody Salmon, his mother's from Saskatchewan in Canada. I believe Benetti on his line there is, their family is from Eastern Canada as well.
It often starts that way. Parents come over to Australia from all the different parts, as is the case in my family as well. Salmon taking a shot, blocked. Big rebound open there, sending it back to the D, back into Benetti. Benetti controlling that puck for a moment. Queensland trying to get it out. And they finally do. I think that was possibly, I'm not sure who, I think it was Courser possibly who sent that out finally. And here we go, back out into neutral territory. Courser just not getting enough strength on that. Hamish Courser trying to keep it away from number 8, Rico. And Salmon again with the puck. Sticks coming out, but he's controlling. Oh, he did a backhand pass, and it was an opportunity for Courser. Alex, he sends it in and goes for a change. He did have an opportunity for a moment. And a whistle.
I think there's going to be a WA power play, or sorry, a WA penalty call.
There's a slashing call. I did not see it because we had the whole line changing right in front of us.
I think it's going to be Element going to the box.
Element, 2 minutes for a slashing.
There we are.
Power play for Queensland. They have put Cunningham back in the defense position this time, so they do have a power play line out there. Alex Courser ready to take the face off against Suture. Cunningham sent that across to Campbell. Big trip up in the middle. No arm in the air. You can hear the Western Australian players upset. It looked like hooking. It is getting violent out there. Cunningham hit the stick there, and there is finally a whistle.
I have to wonder why the referee was not making these calls. That was interesting, that last one. I think the WA players, the grief there was the fact that the puck wasn't with the player. That's the player got hit.
No call on the play. Courser and Suture in face-off. And that one won by Courser. Courser back to Arthur. Arthur takes a shot, hits the back of the post, bottom post of the net, and sending it back out this way. Arthur has to chase it down. You see Suture coming. He kicks it out. Cunningham is there. That one goes high and wide back out to the other side. Giant hit from Crampton, and that player is hurt. So there is an injured player on the ice, but the play is continuing because he is not in danger at the moment. Crampton takes a shot, goes wide, but that player is definitely uncomfortable. That is number 24, the other Zhao for Western Australia, rolling on the ice. So we will probably have a little stoppage of play while we try to remove the player.
Good news is we do have some medical staff here, some volunteers. Coaches are going out to see him now.
Suture is sitting with Zhao.
And the medical volunteers are on the way as well.
So we will cut away. We'll have a, like I said, it was getting quite physical. The game is very intense.
Yeah.
Score tied, and 3:48 remaining in the second period. Again, shots are 25 for Western Australia and 11 for Queensland. We do have medical staff available on the Queensland team as well, so they're having a look to see if they're needed.
Yeah.
As it is in hockey, there are often a lot of medical people around.
True enough, and a lot of people wanting to help as well. It's great to see it.
Player attempting to get up now and off the ice, hopefully. And hopefully
Looks to be able to get up on their own. That's great to see it.
That is great. Possibly an upper body injury. The legs are moving. So we still have Elijah Element in the penalty box, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
I'd forgotten that completely in all the excitement. So on the clock right now, we have a 1 minute and 14-second power play in favor of Queensland. Tied score, second period, a lot of hockey left. You can see by 25 shots already in the second period, that is a lot of energy from Western Australia, making everything, throwing everything they can at it.
It looks like, if I'm not mistaken, the clock says 1 minute and 14 left in the penalty, and I think that actually might be accurate, so they may have fixed up the issue they had. We shall see how
I think they keep correcting it every time there's a stoppage of play. They keep updating the clock.
That's what it is.
So at least we can,
Okay.
I think we can be kind of confident, but I think when it starts running, it's running down a bit fast. So it's creating a bit of confusion. I have seen the coaching staff on both sides get very excited when the clock runs down and they want their player to come out and they can't. It's normal, you know, we're used to looking at the clock. That's our source of reference. When the clock is lying to us, it's very frustrating.
That's right, yes, especially as an announcer. So yes, 1 minute and 14 left in the power play. Of course.
Yep, 5 on 4.
5 on 4.
We have Alex Courser taking the face-off against Colby Salmon. And Courser wins it over to Duffy. Duffy off the boards around to Munyard. Munyard sends it around, and Arthur just pulls it out. Just goes past. Benetti tried to make a play. There's an arm in the air.
Looks like a hooking penalty is coming to Queensland. We'll have to move out of the way here.
Hooking on Dane Arthur, the captain. I didn't even see that. I don't know how I missed it.
I think it was just in front of the bench out of our perspective here.
All right, then that's very much one of our blind spots. So we will have to watch the clock. So it will be 4 on 4 for about 1:03, unless something else happens to bring that down quicker. If somebody scores, for example. But otherwise, 4 on 4 for about a minute. Salmon and Courser again at face-off down in the Queensland zone. Courser wins that again. I have watched Courser play for some time. He's very strong on the face-off. But Salmon is controlling that puck. He pops it up front to Benetti, and Benetti scores. That will be number 7, assisted by number 9.
That's two players that are very familiar with each other.
I'm not sure if I can let the player out of the box. I don't know. Maybe wait. Just wait, Dane. Just wait. Okay.
The referee has confirmed we are
I
letting the player out.
I overstepped my power.
No, that's
position.
okay. It was good to see Amy bouncing there.
He has to stay.
Amy turns out to be right in the end.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
No.
I was right and wrong.
You were right.
I lifted the gate in the first place. Benetti now making another move. So it is 4-3 now in favor of Western Australia with that goal. And that puck went flying up through the air back to Hamish Corser. Hamish Corser gets it off the board, sends it up, goes past Duffy. Picked up by 67. I don't see a 67 on my list, so that's wrong. 61.
Yep.
61, William Scott. And back out to Scott still with the puck. Enters the zone. Takes a shot on Creasy. Easy save from Creasy, but it was just floating there for Mackenzie Ouimet, and Salmon takes it away from Ouimet. Ouimet tries to put on a hit, but Salmon undeterred. There's a bit of a size difference. Salmon fighting for it. Alex Corser taking the puck around. Pops out to Gabriel Duffy off of the boards and back to Scott. So according to the clock, we're not sure if it's accurate. We should be 5-on-4 for Western Australia right now. So that element was released from the penalty box. Another shot. I'm having a hard time keeping focus on what's happening there. Big trip up in the corner and a whistle. Who's that going on? It's going to be on Queensland.
It's going to be on Queensland. Puck just came out to Benetti there, wide open net, and just missed it. I think he'll be seeing that one in his sleep later.
Who's coming to the box? Mackenzie Ouimet, one of the strong defenders. So two of the strongest defenders for Queensland now in the penalty box. So it will be 5-on-3 at the worst possible time for Queensland. 48 seconds remaining on the penalty on Dane Arthur. 2 minutes now on Mackenzie Ouimet. They're trying to explain that it was 4-on-4, and that's why Arthur was not released from the penalty box. So there's a little bit of arguing about that decision, but we're going to play. Cunningham, Corser, Ivan's out.
We had the last game, we had a little bit of the same issue where we had a major and a minor, and the team scored. I thought the players should come out. There's definitely different rules here in the U15 for these penalties, and who gets released.
Difficult to follow. Ivan sends that around the boards as hard as he can, and it comes out of the zone. And Lim is chasing it down. Lim sends it across to the alt captain. Cunningham making a play back out to Salmon. So 5-on-4, 27 seconds remaining on that 5-on-4. Suture now. Big power play. Creasy's got to be on guard. Back out to Benetti. Benetti past Suture. Opportunity, but no one wants to pressure that puck too much and come out of position. They need to be very strategic in the positioning for Queensland right now. Benetti sends it back to Lim. Lim back to Benetti. Benetti coming back the other way. And a save by Creasy. Creasy pounces on the puck. They thought there was a goal, but a whistle had blown.
Whistle had blown.
The whistle had already blown, and it is waved off. 6 seconds on the clock on Dane Arthur. I'm trying to stand out of the way and watch to the best of my ability. I've never seen so much excitement in a game. We're trying to explain to the people in the penalty box when they can be released. Alex Corser going to take that face-off against Suture now in the Queensland defensive zone. 5-on-3 continuing. That one floats there. Corser gets to it. It's trapped in his feet. Poked away by Cunningham. Again, now Dane Arthur, clear to play. So we need that defending body for Queensland. He hits Lim, and it comes out, chips that puck, and it comes out somewhere. Into the scorer's box.
Into the scorer's box, yep.
I jumped back that time. Everyone's fine. I'm getting used to it slowly but surely. All right, so we have 50 seconds, but that penalty clock is still running down. The time is still running down for some reason on the clock, so they'll need to reset that. They need to reset the clock. Okay, the clock has stopped and they're resetting it. I think that's right. Okay. Face off. Western Australia. Scott takes a big slapper at Creasy. Creasy saves it.
Okay.
We're at 41 seconds on Mackenzie Ouimet's penalty for Queensland. 5-on-4 in favor of Western Australia. Score is 4-3.
And a good time to remind everyone that everyone here is voluntary. We're human, so there will be mistakes made.
Collier has been playing defense, but was put in center, which is an interesting play. He puts a huge hit. Helmet comes off of the player. That is not good. So there will be maybe a replay of what just happened. I'm not sure if we've got it or not. But there was a very big hit into the boards on Dane Arthur, who had just come out of the penalty box, and he had his helmet come off. He's catching his breath. He's looking very uncomfortable at the moment. But he's skating on his own power. Skating on his own power, looking very shaken up. So there's a replay on the screen right now, and you can see that giant hit just shoved into the boards. Other player jumps over him. Helmet did come off. I hope that they will check him out. I do know that their team manager has medical credentials and will be looking after him on the bench.
It's a 5-minute major, by the way.
5-minute major on Collier, who was in center at that moment. So another big-bodied player against Dane Arthur. Two of the bigger players on each of the teams. Face off now. So 34 seconds remaining on the penalty. They are 4-on-4 at the moment for possibly 34 seconds. That one back to Queensland, taking a shot. Hamish Corser bobbles in front of the goal, comes down to Gabriel Duffy to pick it up. Duffy getting pressured into the boards and using all of his strength to try to get that puck out to Corser, but Salmon picks it up. Salmon trailed by Corser, and the puck comes back to the other side. I'm trying to move out of the way.
Still got 30 seconds here.
It is a bit longer than what it looks like on the scoreboard.
25 seconds is when he'll be released.
25 seconds remaining. Queensland trying to get that out in front of the net. Opportunity for Corser now. Opportunity for Gabe Duffy. Duffy takes a shot, very slow, an easy save for Scott. So that penalty on the board is not standing, but we're waiting for it to come down to 25 seconds. It is 38 seconds on the board. We have a lot happening all around us here.
And speaking of, just one thing on that 5-minute, that was 5 in a game. That was a 10-minute misconduct as well, so the player has been removed from the game.
So Collier is removed.
And O'Connor is serving that penalty for WA at the moment.
Oh, okay, thank you for clarifying that, Evan. Appreciate that. Glad that there are two of us here. Delay of game.
It's an unusual penalty coming our way here. So Queensland has just been
able
to delay a game penalty. I'm not sure why either.
They're sending Alex Corser for a delay of game penalty to the box.
With that penalty, the face-off will now switch ends. We'll now go down to the Queensland end.
Janot is sitting a penalty for delay of game. So now we have two Queensland players in the box. No, one left already. One Queensland player in the box. 4:20 remaining on the penalty on Collier. We do have two players in the box.
We do, yes. Yeah, the second one came in with the delay of game.
We just can't see it on the board anymore. Okay, that's play has started. Emmett Cunningham clears the puck down the ice, and now we are clear for Mackenzie Ouimet. It is 4-on-4 hockey now until further notice. So if Western Australia does happen to score, that will end the 2-minute penalty for Queensland. However, I believe if the opposite happens, the 5-minute major remains on the board. So it does not matter. They can score as many times as they want. That was shot actually hit one of the Western Australia players, and that's the end of the second period. Oh me, oh my.
What an active period.
I feel like this game has gone on for 3 hours already. I've never had more excitement at a game in my life.
It doesn't help our cause that we're in a penalty box that's been very active itself.
So we will have an ice cut now. We have a 15-minute break. We will catch our breath.
Indeed,
I'm glad neither of us are alone here right now. Thank you to everyone. We'll be back in 15 minutes.
Thank you so much.
And we're back for period 3 in this very exciting game between Western Australia, the home team, and the away team, Queensland. Score is currently 4-3. We've had an update on 2 of the injured players, both doing okay, apparently. So very happy to hear that those players should be rejoining the play momentarily. We are 4-on-4 at the moment, as you can see from the face-off, with Salmon, the captain, against alt-captain Corser. Corser wins the face-off, goes back to Ivans, and Corser gets control of that puck. And he's looking to make a move, but it's taken away by Benetti. Benetti sends it down deep into the corner. Ivans is going to collect it. We had a lot of confusion due to that clock not working. Big shot from Williams, but didn't get all of his strength onto it. Back out in a shot from Munyard. And Creasy controlling his zone as he can. Benetti passes it off to Williams, hits the leg pads of Creasy, back out the other side. Gabriel Duffy picking that up. 45 seconds on Janot, who's sitting that penalty, which was a delay of game. Big shot, goes a little bit high. Corser goes for a change, and I'm going to move over to the side to be out of the way. So we think that the clock might be correct right now. Ouimet sends it to Cunningham. Cunningham sends it out, but it's picked up by Salmon. Cunningham's going to follow along. Williams puts his body on the line, coming around the other side, passed it out. Not icing. I don't know why. It was 4-on-4, but that's all right. And Ivans pressuring Zhao. So that is Zhao who was injured. A shot from Williams and a save by Creasy. The penalty clock stopped finally. There's 2:25 remaining on that major penalty on number 44, Nate Collier.
Again, I'm not sure if the timings are correct there, but the Queensland player will be released at 13:38, which is 5 seconds from now, which is accurate on the score clock.
So we are getting the times given to us in the penalty box, so at least we know for the away team what the accurate thing is. Crampton left that behind. Zhao picks it off. Shot goes wide around to the other side. Suture's going to get there first. He's using his skates to move that out in front. He sends it back to Lim. Lim passes it out, picked off by Cunningham, back over to Dana Arthur. Dana Arthur now entering the zone. Good toe drag, but it comes back out. Zhao takes a shot very wide and into the boards. Hamish Corser to collect. Hamish Corser has some time. Suture coming at him. Good pass out. Not controlled by Queensland's Zhao, and offside on Benetti.
Suture found himself just in behind the play. That could have been a really dangerous play there, but unfortunately Suture was behind. Before that, great play as Arthur was coming into the zone by Zhao to tip the puck out. Nice to see Zhao back in and making impact.
Yeah, Arthur and Zhao, both injured, both back out there playing against each other. Corser wins that. Campbell tips it back to Ivans. Ivans sends it out, and it's picked off by Western Australia. Just goes frozen by Creasy. Creasy picking up the puck and handing it to the official. So White's elected not to change. No more changes. Ready to play. 1:39 remaining in that major penalty. So it is 5-on-4 for Queensland. They can score as many times as they want in that remaining amount of time, and I'm sure they would love to score. That shot comes back. Alex Corser moving on the puck. He has to move around Lim. He gets around Lim, trying to get around Salmon, not able to get the shot off. Corser having a good look, changing direction. Lim is being fierce, shoving him into the boards. Big hit from Lim onto Corser. And taken away, picked up by Duffy now. Duffy tips it past Lim. And Scott puts a little bit of a hit, almost misses the body of Corser. Salmon there, stopped by Ivans. Ivans takes a shot. It's free in the middle of the ice. And Campbell trying to control it. Of course, is going to get to that before Scott. Sent back to, I think, Duffy. Not sure, that one hit the post. And Scott, the goalie, jumps out of the net to freeze it.
Great job with the goaltender there, jumping out to slow this down. Power play's been going on what seems to be forever, I'm sure, for WA with a major.
So that's 44 seconds remaining on that major penalty. I understand that Collier will not be rejoining the game. Face-off will be Emmett Cunningham, and that back to Cunningham. Cunningham trying to move that out. Zhao on the Queensland side fell forward, and Williams now with the puck. Williams sends it back around the other side. Dane Arthur had to adjust and get around the official. Arthur going to move that forward, gets it to Crampton. Crampton trying to tip it into the zone. Zhao fighting for it. Williams taking the puck away, passing it backwards, stopped by Hamish Corser. Hamish Corser sends it out to Arthur. I think that came just across the blue line, so they decided to reset. Arthur goes into traffic, takes a hit, but it pops back out again, and Crampton took it in just a second too early. So reset just outside of the Western Australia zone. Queensland having gone offside. Suture and Cunningham at the face-off circle, and that one won by Suture. Sent forward by number, I think, 81, Elijah Element. Back to Hamish Corser. Hamish Corser passes it forward to Crampton. Crampton tries to power it into the zone, but can't. Cunningham now trying to control that. Hayes really fierce forechecking. Comes out past the stick of Crampton. Back out to number 10, Williams. And we are 5-on-5. Even strength. Hayes over to Suture. Lots of mess. That one hit the boards. And back out in front of the goalie. Suture trying to do something with it. Sends it out to Williams. It looks like a power play. That one blocked by Zhao on Queensland. Very nicely played. And back out to Hamish Corser. Hamish Corser sends it up, but Zhao from Western Australia gets it to 77. Angus Hayes. And Suture takes a shot. Big rebound. Kept in by Williams. Came out of the zone. And they clear. Suture re-enters to forecheck. Hamish Corser, long pass. Goes out to his, hopefully his brother will get there, but Lim tries to get there first. No, Corser got there. He controls the puck, keeping it away from Salmon. That puck is bouncing quite a lot. He has Zhao pressuring him. Stopped by Ivans and tipped past. Here comes Suture, very fast, trying to shove Ouimet. His skate went straight across Ouimet, but I think we're going to have a penalty on Queensland.
We might see a penalty shot here, actually.
I think.
Oh, this is going to be so exciting. One of the most exciting plays in hockey, folks. Here we go.
Penalty shot. Would you like to call the penalty shot?
Oh, I think I've always wanted to call a penalty shot, honestly.
Should. I've never wanted to.
You have to be sure. Yeah, all the players are off, so this is going to be a penalty shot for Ryan Suture.
So that is not Luca Ouimet, but Mackenzie Ouimet interrupted that attempted shot. So here comes Suture.
Okay, folks. So we've got one attempt at the net, one shot. That's it. It's basically a breakaway that's staged. There we go. Suture now with the puck. He's going to take a nice leisurely back and forth there, which is often the case. Back, forth, and the shot. Yeah, five-hole in the goal. Took the 5-hole, made the goaltender look both ways. Very tough save. Beautiful goal by Suture.
So Creasy looking dismayed, but did what he could. He has not moved yet. I know he's a very serious goalie, and he takes his work very seriously, but his teammates will rally around him. Timeout for Queensland. So it is now 5-3. Shots are 33-12 in favor of Western Australia. Queensland is doing everything that they can. I think we're going to watch this penalty shot again on the screen, and you can see just how calm and relaxed Suture was and just taking that last-minute perfect shot.
That's exactly right. I mean, he really did. He measured it. He was looking the whole way, wanting that goalie to make the move. As soon as he made the move, he slipped it in.
Queensland fans are cheering ferociously. This has been probably the best we've seen Queensland play, although they did get a game into overtime. And so we're going to get going again now. 9:55 remaining in the third period. Hale is going into net instead of Creasy. So Xavier Hale, he has been a state team goalie for a number of years for the DEFRIS team, and he also plays for the Brisbane Buccaneers, well known to the clubs in Brisbane. Corser's going to take the face-off against Salmon. Salmon wins it. Corser takes control of that, gets it to Arthur. Arthur to Hamish Corser. Hamish off the boards and sent back by Salmon. Salmon tips it past Arthur, collects it. Arthur tips it back out of the zone. Comes out to Lim. Lim, quick feet, sending it to Munyard. Munyard sending it forward. And the whistle.
That might be a delay again, penalty. We shall see.
Because the puck went out of play.
There it is.
Delay of game on Jessica Munyard. Surprising call.
Yeah, unfortunately, just got a little pressure there and popped it up really quick. I suspect that was a rising puck she did not expect.
And of course, they're ready to take the face-off again. This time in the Western Australia territory, pops out of the zone. Emmett Cunningham is power play, playing defense. As I said before, he's no stranger to playing defense. He whiffs on that puck, creates an opportunity, and a goal for Salmon. Very unfortunate for Queensland right there.
That's a big pickup, unfortunately, yes. And Salmon, well known for his quick moves, his quick feet, as you said earlier, and also his hands and shot.
Number 9, unassisted, Colby Salmon for that goal. 6-3. Queensland feeling it right now. You can see on the faces of the players, not looking too happy. It's been a hard-fought game. They do have time on their side, 9:21 remaining. Hopefully the coaches can calm the bench and motivate them. Of course, they're taking the face-off against Sucher. Sucher wins the face-off, but pressed forward. Dobranov sends it into the corner, and Williams is going to try to get that out of the zone. It goes up onto the glass. Sucher backhands it out, and Mackenzie Ouimet will chase it down. Ouimet, a little bit of pressure, just goes past Janot's stick, and could be icing, and it is.
Indeed. Yep.
It was nicely set up, but Janot just couldn't reach far enough.
A tough assignment for a goaltender to come on in the middle of a period, a third period after sitting for a game and a half. I think the play by Salmon there to seal it away, the goaltender coming on, made the move he could have. Unfortunately, Salmon put it by him.
But look, the number of shots, 34 shots from Western Australia, it's huge. Creasy did a great job in net. And should just be proud. That last goal not helped by the free shot there.
No, absolutely.
And here we go. Western Australia trying to set it up. Williams now with a chance. He's not able to do it. Taken away momentarily. Back over to Sucher. Sucher is going to skate out of the zone. They have all the time in the world. If they want to try to run that clock down, they can. Queensland, in the meantime, takes advantage to go for a change and get some fresh legs out there. Alex Corser pressuring Sucher slightly. Sucher dumps that completely. And no icing because they are still on a penalty kill. It is 5-on-4 for Queensland. If Queensland wants to do something, it does say 35 seconds on the clock. I'm not sure if that's accurate, but that's what it says at the moment. Williams now again slowly trying to shake off the players. He has Oliver Watts watching him. And Corser coming on the other side. Watts trying to be a pest as much as possible. Comes out of the zone to Arthur. Arthur sends it, tries to send it back in, and he's using his body. A little bit of snow flying up in our faces. And Williams moving the puck again. Nice and steady. Williams just undeterred, happy to control the pace of this penalty kill. Sends it over to Salmon. Salmon back over to number 61, Scott. Scott making a play. Comes out of the zone. Campbell didn't see it in his feet. Now it's sent back to Arthur. And deep, that is even strength now. So we are 5-on-5 again. And Zhao coming for that. Picked up by Salmon. Salmon's going to enter the zone. You can see Queensland's ready for him, but he's just hops around. Hale pokes that out of the way and then creeps back into the net, makes another save. And Benetti is there, but Ouimet now moving it forward to the stick of Alex Corser. Alex Corser, nice pacing, gets it out to Gabriel Duffy. And it comes back, creating an opportunity for Benetti. And Ivans fell down, and Benetti scores, bringing it to 7-3. And that team is celebrating. I don't think that they expected to have to work so hard against Queensland today.
That's true, yeah. No, Creasy actually kept them in this game. That unbelievable amount of shots and saves. And no harm, no foul here by the incoming goalie either. Hale has done a great job and a difficult assignment.
It is tough when that momentum changes the way that it has. All of those penalties, like you said, that second period was enough to exhaust anyone.
That's true, yes.
All right, we're getting ready for face-off. Cunningham against Sucher. That one goes back to Sucher and over to Williams again. Williams sends it forward. And Mackenzie we met. Nice edges, but loses one in front of us. Gets it to Crampton. Stopped momentarily by Kogiopoulos. And back to Williams. Williams will not be afraid to take that back into the zone. Backhands it out to the wingers. And we met wants to take that in, but here comes Suture. Suture against, I think, Hamish Corser. Suture takes a shot, goes wide.
Oh.
Players crashing in. That net has come off, but no call yet. Okay, going the other direction. So it gives Queensland the advantage in a way, but Williams is in total control of the puck. So they wouldn't stop the play if Queensland's controlling it. And Munyard now trying to make something happen. Just trying to control that puck, and Oscar Crampton's tangled up. He's lost his stick. It pops out. We met. Can take a shot. He does. Back over into the boards. Crampton pops that out again. Goes past We Met. And we have Zhao and Corser trying to defend against Suture. Big size difference, but Corser was phenomenal there, pushing him out to the boards. Back to Lim. Lim setting up a play. Back over to Scott. Scott sending it forward, goes past his player and sent back out again by We Met. Into the zone. Scott's going to pick that up. He has Alex Corser coming after him. All of the rest of the Queensland players seem to be going for a change. And here we go with Element passing it forward, and it's going into the corner for number 8 now playing Rico.
Penalty coming.
And penalty is coming. I can't see if that was interference or elbow. What's he holding? Somebody's coming to the penalty box for Queensland. It'll be Dane Arthur. Number 7. Interference. So the captain for the Queensland team back in the penalty box for 2 minutes.
So here we are at 5:12 left in the third. So that's assuming no goals, it would go all the way down to 3:12 for Arthur to come out.
And again, 36 shots for Western Australia. Absolutely phenomenal. The goalies have had an absolute workout for Queensland today. Number 24, Zhao, sending it straight across in front of the goalie. Comes out the other side for Scott. Scott takes a shot, and that is stopped by Mackenzie We Met. We Met sends it forward. Duffy's going to try to get there. And Lim changing direction. Popped back out to Zhao. Zhao leaves it for the captain, Salmon. Salmon making a move, poked away by Corser, and back out of the zone. Lim will chase it down. Lim coming around. Lots of time because Queensland's making a line change. Gabriel Duffy hunting a bit. Passes it out to Benetti. We know Benetti is another force to be reckoned with for Western Australia. Corser's watching. He tried to get it over to Salmon. Salmon could not make that play happen. Right thinking. Benetti again with the puck. Quick legs. Again goes past Salmon. Gives Alex Corser the puck. Alex Corser dumps it off the boards. And that one's going to not be icing because we are in a penalty kill for Queensland. Scott collects. Trying to kill that penalty. He's going to wait until somebody comes and pressures him, or he can just stand there all day. Sending it back out again. Hamish Corser tips it back in. Oh, I had that backwards. Actually, it's Queensland that's on the penalty kill. But he doesn't care anyway because they're winning. Yes, I did get confused for a moment. You know, you're watching Western Australia just absolutely dominate, whether they're in a penalty kill situation or not. They are incredibly strong in this tournament. The team is very, very strong. And a save by Hale.
Long save.
I'm not. Is the clock correct, do you think? 13 seconds?
It is correct. Yes, 3:12 is when it's finished, so that would line up quite well.
So 13 seconds remaining in that penalty on Dane Arthur, and then I will move out of the way and make sure that he's released from the penalty box. That's correct. Okay, goes back to Western Australia, back to Munyard, Munyard to Williams. Again, power play for Western Australia. That puck is loose. They're trying to let Arthur out of the box, and there he goes. Even strength. We Met, enters the zone, takes a shot, goes wide behind the goalie, over to Williams, And Emmett Cunningham taking a hit into the boards. Western Australia fans on the glass love that. That one bounces out. Going to be kept in by Ivans. He takes a shot, almost makes it. Cunningham.
Nice.
Did he get the goal or was there a save?
No, that was a goal.
A goal by Emmett Cunningham. I think the assist might go to Adrian Ivans.
Really nice play out there. Getting the Western Australia looks a little flat right now. I think they might be a little proud of themselves, but they've earned that, I suppose. But nice goal by Queensland at that point.
So I couldn't hear what the final call was. We'll look it up later on eSports Desk. I like Emmett's style. He's just all business, no celebration. Alex Corser taking the center against Zhao now. That one won by Western Australia and sent straight back in. 2 minutes and 47 seconds and an icing on Western Australia.
That was a bit of a, I'm not sure what what Scott was thinking there. Just dump the puck instantly. I think they might be in the mindset still of that penalty kill.
Here we go, deep into Western Australian territory with the Queensland team. Alex Corser, we know that he has some tricks up his sleeve, but that one is controlled by Zhao. Zhao's going to skate with it. Trying to go around We Met kept it in, but then it popped out and back to Element. Element takes a shot, gloved by Hale. He needs to play it, there's no pressure, and he does. Corser coming around, pops that out, gets past the Western Australia player, and right in front of us, Janot then passes that forward. We Met's trying to take that in. All the Queensland players working together. Watts, Corser, a lot of chaos, a little bit of shoving, and here we go, back around. I think that's number 68, Dobrinov with the puck, yes, and back across the other side to We Met. We Met now trying to take a shot. Not sure if there will be any pull to goalie or not, but that puck went out of play momentarily, didn't it?
It did, yes. 2 minutes and 2 seconds left in the game. We're a little bit closer now. It's just a 3-goal game. It's not undoable, but it's not exactly doable either.
Yeah, I think the goalie is looking pretty comfortable standing there.
Might be an indication, yeah.
That one comes across. I think that Cunningham had his stick on that one first. Campbell pressuring Williams. Williams quite confident. Gets it out to number 17, Wesley Kogiopoulos. And now Cunningham's going to re-enter the zone. He tries to take a shot, but that one's interrupted and is coming back the other direction with Benetti. And back again to Gabriel Duffy, sending it forward across the ice, and Williams to collect it again. Williams looks like he could just do that all day and in his sleep. Passed out off of Suture. Corser, Hamish sends it past Kogiopoulos. And back to Cunningham. Cunningham to Arthur. Arthur forward, trying to get it to Duffy. Cannot do so. Salmon sending it now into Benetti. Loose puck floating everywhere, bouncing off of players. Sent back out again, and Salmon taking his time to run down that clock. 1 minute 5 remaining. Suture, this looks like a well-coached team. They know exactly what they're doing. And meanwhile, Queensland's doing everything they can to interrupt that play. They have not given up. A little bit of space. Nice pass from Munyard, but stopped. And player into the boards, that was Duffy. Pass across to Hamish Corser. Hamish Corser sends it in, tipped by Williams, and again, Williams takes it down the right side and stops the puck. He has Alex Corser fighting for it with Oliver Watts. Oliver Watts trying to control that. It's going to be tied up in the boards. We have 24 seconds remaining in the game. Score is 7-4 in favor of Western Australia. They let Queensland come out with it, sending it back to the point, taking a shot, and a goal!
Beautiful goal from the point.
Adrian Ivans, I think that was, with a goal. He maybe his first goal of the season. I'm not sure. Is that right? Is that Adrian? No, that is Charles Knorr. Sorry, Charles Knorr from the point. And I very happy.
There's a little bit of celebration there, and that should be had. I mean, look, this team is down 7-5 now, but they have given WA everything they can handle today, and it's been amazing.
That was a beautiful shot from Knorr. He will be happy. Now 7-5, 13 seconds remaining in the game. 13 shots and 4 goals. That's a pretty good percentage for Queensland out of their shots. Knorr fighting for it now. Falls down on that puck. Zhao trying to come around, countdown by Western Australia. You can hear them chanting. They felt that they really earned that game.
It was well earned. I mean, Queensland made it happen the whole game. The effort by Creasy in the crease, pardon the pun.
I love it.
Unbelievable. Absolutely stunning.
Absolutely incredible. Excellent effort from Creasy, from Hale. And they're ready to get off the ice. I think that really exhausted them. That was a very difficult game for both of the teams. Very well matched. 7-4 final.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
As we see the coaching staff walk past and congratulate each other. As I said, JFK well known to all of the people in Brisbane coming by and shaking hands as well. Evan, thank you so much for letting me be here to call the game with you.
This has been fun, and I'll say it's been nice to have a play-by-play, at least for a game in between.
I'll see if I can come back and help out some more.
I sure hope so. Thanks very much, everyone. Great game.
Oh,